So my opening statement is about humble leadership and whether it is essentially a pathway to a more sustainable workplace. So some facts. Unfortunately, the workplace is often unsustainable. There is a landmark epidemiological study published in 2018 finding that over 120,000 deaths, excess deaths, annually in the United States alone are attributed to how companies manage their workforce. This is the 5th leading cause of death in the United States, surpassing diabetes. The study explored 10 workplace stressors, including job insecurity, low organizational justice, long working hours, working in shifts, and work-family conflict. And I guess all the things that both of you nicely discussed earlier. Note that Greece, especially based on the same research, ranks among the top OECD countries for deaths per 100,000 people linked again to workplace stressors, and we are higher than the United States. It's 75 per 100K. In the United States, it's 15. Let alone morbidity. So it is deaths and morbidity and the association of all these with healthcare costs. Now, we like it or not, extensive academic research shows that the private sector privatizes profits and externalizes, socializes the costs. In essence, what we commonly observe is essentially top and middle-level managers engaging for various reasons in toxic leadership behaviors which implicate and lead to workplace stresses. So in this context, what the management literature, and I'm personally suggesting, is that a key step towards building a sustainable workplace, part of the solution, minor, I don't know, is adopting a relatively new type of leadership called humble leadership, and broadly a humble organizational culture. So the question that comes in mind next is, what is humble leadership? So humble leadership is about willingness to view oneself and your organization accurately. Some Delphic maxims now are warranted. Γνώθη σε αυτόν. Authentically, and I insist on this, authentically appreciating others' contributions, καλόν ευλέγε, teachability and openness to new ideas, and critically admitting your mistakes. We suffer. Managers suffer on this. And I'm discussing strategic leadership and lower levels of leadership. Modesty, μηδέν άγαν, nothing in excess. Humility, I would like to remind you, humility is not humiliation. There is a wrong perception out there. It's not a liability in the workplace. On the contrary, as many people stereotypically believe, on the contrary, it is a business strength. It leads to trust, psychological safety, and thus mistake tolerance, which leads to creativity, an employee prohibitive and promotive voice. You let your employees speak up. So, concluding, how can we cultivate it? We defined it. Let's explore a couple of ways to cultivate workplace humility. First, we need to measure it, right? And we need to do that by using psychometrically validated tools, and we have those tools. At Alba, through the Hellenic ESG Barometer and several executive education programs, we do that. We assess humility and find that scores commonly hover around the midpoint on a 7-point scale. It appears that managers suffer a lot on the admitting their mistakes dimension, which is an important part of humility. Second, hire more women, especially in the upper echelons. Why? Because, just reflect, and I believe that you will agree with me. I have an opinion for almost everything. We academics do that, but our job is to offer some sort of good evidence on what is going on. Anyway, so humility is fundamentally a feminine trait. When women, among others, are asked to assess themselves, they are not as generous in their ratings, which is a key trait of humility. I was also in time, so thank you.
Can I have this 20 seconds?